Hello everyone, welcome to Talkcast. So in this video, we are going to talk about the different points that you should keep in mind when you're going to join a driving class. So stay tuned for the next couple of minutes for this informative video. Okay, so the first thing is when you're going to join a driving class, please ensure that you have a car in home, or else you are planning to buy a car by the time your driving session is about to end, which is within a month. The reason is I've seen people who have joined driving class out of passion that okay, I have to join a driving class, I am gonna keep a car, but they don't buy the car, and like suddenly after 6 months they lose the track of it, they don't have a car, they forget about driving. So that practice has to continue. Driving is not something which you can like make yourself perfect in a month. It will take a while, and for that it needs to be continued. What you have learned needs to be practiced on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and that can only happen when you have a car, because you cannot keep going to the driving class for any of like 5 minutes run or something like that. Okay, so let me tell you about my journey, how I went to a driving school, and what happened with me, along with some generic points which I understood from my friends as well. So in India, the driving classes usually run for a month around, which includes 22 to 26 classes, and they cost anywhere around 2.5k to 4.5k. Different driving classes have different rates. So if you're in tier 1 cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Chennai, it will be more, somewhere around 3.5k to 4.5k. If you're in tier 2 or tier 3 cities, it might be less, like 2.5 to 3, or maybe less than that. So some driving schools are registered with the government, some aren't. Please try to join those driving classes which are registered with the government. That is better, I feel, and they have some process in them, because this is what the difference I have seen, because I have learned driving in a government registered driving school and others which they have learned. So I found that my driving school was little better than them. Now, what do driving classes do? Of course, they make you learn to drive a car, but also they assist you in getting a driving license, which is like learner's license and permanent license. What they do is they guide you. So the people have a mindset that okay, if I join a driving class, they'll give me the license. No, driving licenses are only issued by government registered RTOs. The driving schools just give you knowledge, they guide you through that process, they'll book online test for you, they have some people who are there in the driving test center and all that sort of stuff. It's kind of an assistance that they will do. Okay, now also when you're joining the driving school, ensure that you read the reviews on Google and see that if it is good or not. Okay, because there are driving schools which I've seen which are really like pathetic. They don't, the instructor doesn't come on time, sometimes they miss the classes. Out of the 25 to 26 classes what they have, they only get 12 to 13 classes. And the point is, when and all these classes ask you to make payment in advance, so once you have paid, you can't go back, you can't fight with them, and that makes life little bit tough. Ensure that you know about the driving school, you read the reviews online, and then you go. So now, what are the stages, right? I know people don't talk about it, about the stages of learning driving, but let me tell you. So there are 3 stages which ideally all the driving schools should follow, but they aren't following. So the first stage is where you are taught driving on a simulator, and you are given some theory classes as well. So in the theory classes, they teach you about the different aspects of driving, some traffic rules, regulations, how to handle the car, the basic parts of the car, like this is a clutch, this is a brake, this is the accelerator, this is the gearbox, this is the steering wheel, and all that sort of stuff. Coming to the simulator driving, So simulators is, I think you might have seen it. There are a lot of game zones across big cities, right, where you go, you see people driving the bikes or the cars in front of the screen. They're driving, they're competing with their friends and having fun. This simulator is pretty much same, but it is more like a real car, where you get the gearbox, you get all the controls on your leg, you have brake, you have accelerator, you have the clutch. And there are different stages in which they teach is like level 1, 2 and 3. Level 1 on the simulator is like no traffic, just take left, just take right, just go back and all that sort of stuff. Level 2 is medium traffic and level 3 is heavy traffic. And it all happens within the first 3 to 5 days of the class. Now you may ask, why a simulator? Because almost like 50 to 60% of driving schools in India don't follow it. What they do is, first day when you go, they'll make you sit on the driving seat and tell, okay, drive it. Okay, I've seen people who go into the driving school where they ask you to drive, right? Their confidence comes down in the first 5 to 7 days. Driving in India is not easy, my friends. The traffic is crazy. It's not aligned traffic. People go here and there, so they lose the confidence, the new people, and in 5 to 7 days they stop going to the driving classes. The simulator brings some confidence in you. When you are driven in the simulator, at least you know what to do, right? So that's the benefit of having a simulator driven class rather than directly jumping onto the streets in a car. So that's the first stage. The second stage is the pretty obvious one, which 100% driving schools have to follow. Make you sit in a car and drive on the actual traffic or on the actual road. Now let me talk something about these driving cars. These are pretty different from what we have as a personal car. If you can see on the picture, the control of the clutch, the brake, the accelerator, along with the person who is driving the car, is also with the instructor, so that they can control in case of an accident, or not an accident. Basically they are there to protect you, because you are new, you might lose control or you might do wrong, so the instructor is there to correct you. In certain European countries or in the Western countries, they even do have instructor controlling the steering as well. As you can see in the picture, the instructor as well has his own steering wheel. In India we don't have that. Okay, so that's the second stage of it, where you are made to drive in the actual traffic, and this goes for around like somewhere anything like 15 to 18 days. Now coming to the most neglected stage, the third stage, which 90% of the driving schools, I believe, in India don't follow it. What it is basically they should teach the basic mechanics of the car. Okay, now the basic mechanics include what is an air filter, what is an AC filter, what is engine oil, what happens if your car is not starting, how to jump start a car, how to change the tires of the car, or how to at least do some basic diagnosis of the car, so that at least when you're on a highway trip and car breaks down, what you should do, and if you're able to drag that car to the nearest mechanic. So this is the third stage which people don't follow, driving schools don't teach you. However, I urge the people who are watching this video, if you're planning to go to a driving school, please ask these questions to them and tell them that you need these sessions, because it's not that the person who is an instructor will not know this. He will definitely know this, but it's just that they don't teach you this. They somehow think that okay, it's not required. But just imagine when you're stranded on a highway right after your driving school and you don't know anything about it, you'll panic. So these kind of sessions definitely help you. So these are the different stages, 3 stages, which ideally driving schools should follow. And as a person, if you're going to a driving school, ensure that these stages are being followed, so that you get the full value of your money what you're paying to the driving school. So this is an entire session today's on the driving schools and how you should go to the driving school and what all things you need to ask. I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, and you take very good care of yourself.